There needs to be something different in the industry to change those systemic, those enterprise, industry-wide barriers. G'day, my name is Baptista. I'm the Global Head of Technical Portfolio for BHP. I'm a Portuguese, South African, Australian, and my wife and I have 3 kids, so 2 twins under 2 and a brand new baby. He's 5 weeks old. So my personal challenge, I think, really reflecting on my own career over the last sort of 20-ish years, the first part of my career was really about a narrative about how I couldn't do a role because of my gender. I couldn't go into Africa exploration. I couldn't work offshore. I really focused on changing that narrative. And I got to a stage where, I was working in places like Madagascar, the DRC, the Central African Republic, in places like Tonga and PNG, where, traditionally it wasn't considered a female-friendly environment. And for me, one of the biggest things that has helped my career is the idea of sponsorship and making sure that we have a really strong and well-developed sponsorship network for people across the industry. It's really important that we're not only challenging our ideas of metrics and merit, but then also challenging how we find talent wherever it might be. The second half of my career there's been a kind of an undertone narrative of only having gotten the role because of my gender. And that can be really disheartening and discouraging to women. The people who can actively promote themselves will find their way to your talent discussion naturally. But those people who struggle with those pieces, particularly with non-dominant groups, sometimes struggle with networking. So I'm incredibly honoured to lead the JASPER network. It's BHP's LGBTQI+ network, and we're supported by our incredible allies. We have hubs across all of our offices and operations across the world, and it's led by an incredible group of volunteers. And JASPER's really has a couple of purposes, but primarily it's to create an environment and a community for people who are part of the community. Well, the biggest change I did going into the leadership role was to change it from an Australian-centric that pushed out the way of working to be truly globalized as a network. We're not trying to change anyone's beliefs, but we're trying to anchor to a fundamental, nobody should be bullied and nobody should be beaten and everybody deserves a right to be respected. The one thing I wish I'd have done a little bit more of is just enjoyed where I was. So enjoyed the journey, enjoyed the people that I was working on. I was so focused on the destination that I forgot that we were actually on a journey together. And I wish I'd just taken a deep breath and kind of focused on where I was at the time. If anything, I'd encourage people to really consider, how do we really enact change? How do we make environments more inclusive, safer for non-dominant groups in every conversation that we have, regardless of who we are, what position that we're in? Really take the opportunity to enact that change through every conversation and every moment that matters as we go through our careers.